I want to use this medium to say thank you to all of you who are subscribed to this channel. Thank you for the love, for the support. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate you guys, and I don't take you guys for granted. And I'm just using this medium to say Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. So in 2023, we're going to keep on doing what we know how to do best, which is sharing relevant information that would help your migration journey easier and also keep you updated what is going on in the UK, so you can plan your migration or settling in the UK a lot easier. I made a video a few weeks ago saying that we're leaving the UK to New Zealand, and some of you have a lot of questions like, Faith, why are you leaving? You've been staying in the UK for so long, why leave now? You're close to getting your ILR or citizenship. I mean, don't you think you should stay back? So many questions, so I'm gonna address that and also tell you what has been going on behind the scene on our preparation to leave the UK. My name is Faith Ojane, and on this channel I talk about ways you can travel abroad and settle abroad. I share resources on how you can get started, and I share latest updates concerning the UK, what is happening in the UK. So if this is the kind of content you like, hit the subscribe button down below, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I share content like this. Guys, without saying so much, let's get straight into the video. First, I would mention some few things on why people are leaving the UK or people considering to leave the UK. Then I'll tell you where we are at concerning the migration journey to New Zealand. So as you all know, recently the UK, after they left the EU, they opened up their border, made their visa a lot easier and seamless, sort of. Among Europe, currently UK seems to have the easier pathway to migration. So when the UK opened up their border, a lot of people saw this as an opportunity and they migrated to the UK. I moved to the UK before the point-based immigration system started. The same year that they were starting the point-based immigration was the same year we moved to the UK, but we moved to the UK few months before the UK government officially launched the points-based immigration system. I would say that migrating to the UK has been easier since then because of they eased so many immigration rules, making it easier for a lot of people to migrate to the UK. The graduate route, which was reintroduced, and so many things. So you can see from the statistics that UK in a year had like net migration of over 540,000 people. And you'll be wondering, why would you want to leave the UK and why do you think people are leaving the UK? Because the numbers coming into the UK is more than the number leaving the UK. But the truth is, a lot of people use UK as the stepping stone. Will I say a lot of people have a country they prefer to migrate to. Most people, I would say, sort of prefer Canada or the US or Australia. People have preferred country, but getting to those countries is not as easy, or will I say is not as quick as the UK. So they use the opportunity that the fact that the UK has opened up their border and made their immigration rules a lot easier to quickly migrate to the UK. Then from here they can go to their dream country. I know 3 people personally that have moved to Canada from the UK, and more people are planning on making that move. So it is not, don't be surprised that more people are coming to the UK, but people are leaving. You'll be wondering, what are the reasons for people to leave? Because the UK is like, it's England. Who would want to leave England? Especially if you're coming from third country, why would you want to leave England? It's better than where we are coming from. But again, sometimes from the outside, if you're not living in a country, you will never really understand. If you're looking from the outside, like, why would anybody want to leave the UK? Number one reason why people are leaving the UK is rent. Since the inflow of people coming into the UK, rent has gone up because now there is more demand than supply, like how the economists call it. So when we came into the UK, rent was so cheap, I'm not going to lie, but now everything is up, and even getting accommodation is a hassle. Like, my DM is full. A lot of people reaching out to me, Faith, I've been in Airbnb for months, can you help me? I need accommodation for my family. Faith, I've been in the hotel, like it's such a struggle that I even hear now that landlords take like 6 months rent up front. Even viewing is not, landlord will be like, and you can do online viewing, like, because they know there are a lot of people who are interested in the same house. So the rent has gone up, and it's so difficult now for people to get an accommodation, especially if you're coming on a student visa and you're coming with your family. Accommodation issue is one challenge that started recently. I would say that when we came into the UK, it wasn't like this at all. I mean, there were houses, it wasn't like this. The second reason is the frequent change of updates, immigration rules. Like, if you've been on this channel, you've seen recent updates. Today, the UK is changing their immigration updates. Tomorrow, they are introducing this. Next tomorrow, they are changing this. Like, there is no consistency, and a lot of people are beginning to fear that, okay, will the UK come up with a policy that will affect me in the UK? I know a lot of people will be like, if you're already in the UK, there is no policy that the UK can come up with that will affect you. But the truth is, that is a lie. The UK can come up with policy and be like, okay, right now, ILR is no longer 5 years, it's now 10 years. Does that not affect those already in the UK? Of course, it will. Or they could change, they could just come up with new policies. So the change in policies, all of that updates is putting a lot of fears in people's mind. Like, the country, like the government are not deciding what do they want. Do they want more people in the UK, or do they not want more people? The change of policy here and there is sort of making people already in the UK feeling like their stay is not secured, and they might change policy tomorrow that will affect them. So it's rather they go to a country that have their policy figured out, like, okay, this is how it is and this is how it has been for years. The UK was part of the EU before, so most of the rules and the laws that the UK had previously, we are all part of EU laws. So now that they are on their own, they need to change some of these things to have their own thing. And sometimes they might make an amendment, say that, okay, this is not working, we have to change it. I think the change of updates and policies is going to continue like this for a while until they find something that works. But that is not helping people already living in the UK, keeping their mind at ease. It's one of my fears, because I keep saying, when I see update, I'm like, God, again, another update, what is going on? I keep reading to like, is there anything that is affecting us, we skilled worker? That's the first thing I read, because I mean, I don't know about other people, but personally, those recent changes, updates, and all of that worries me. I'm not going to lie, even though I'm on a skilled worker visa, but still, I'm not yet a permanent resident. So a new policy can just ruin everything for me, and all the years I've spent in this country will be like nothing. So that is another thing, because not just me complaining, I've gone on Reddit, online, and so many migrants are also saying that the UK changed their policy every now and then. They can't sort of choose what they really want. A new prime minister will come to change. If this new prime minister leaves or not, they don't continue what the first prime minister have started with. So, and they're like, okay, election is coming, what if they get a new prime minister, what will be the next change? So I mean, that uncertainty is another reason why people are leaving the UK. The third reason why people are leaving the UK is childcare. I mean, you would agree with me that starting a family in this country, it is not just getting pregnant and having kids. You have to consider so many things. Childcare is not affordable. So there was a recent published article that most mothers are not working. They are just at home because they could not afford childcare. So they are asking the government to make it a lot easier so that working moms can go back to work and be able to work full-time, because a lot of women are working part-time because they cannot afford childcare. So they only work when they have someone who will take care of their child, so they can avoid paying childcare. That if the government could make it a lot easier that working mothers can work and still, make relevant amounts of money, then that will help the UK workforce, because they are complaining of staff shortage. But there are lots of people who cannot work at home, especially moms, and they even did a protest. I was like, why didn't they invite me? I'm interested, because for me now, I am working. I will not say that right now my me working is what it's for me. Is not because like 80% of my salary goes to childcare. So I am not working for the money right now, because I would say that I'm sacrificing my salary for my child to be able to go to daycare and also use the opportunity to gain work experience, so that by the time she gets to 5 years that she will have the free education. Then I would have been able to even grow in my career path with my current company. You get? So I feel like this is a huge sacrifice I'm taking. I mean, nobody would be happy working and 80% of their salary they are using it to pay childcare. This is a sacrifice I have to take for my daughters to go to school and for me to be able to work, even though it doesn't make any sense. The fourth one is tax. We all know that the UK is one of the top country with the highest tax rates. I mean, you're working and at the end of the month, when your salary comes, you see what is being removed from tax, and you'll be like, what? Not just tax, even national insurance, you still get deduction. So you're getting two deduction. You're getting deducted for tax, you're getting deducted for national insurance, and again, if you sign up for pension, you're going to get deduction for pension as well. So it's like a salary comes and you get three deduction at a go, and whatever is left, that is what is yours. You have no idea how that hurts, knowing that all these deductions are not there. This is actually how much I'm going to earn. It makes sense. But again, that is how the country is built. I'm not complaining, but I mean, I feel like the tax rates can be lower. I mean, it would help with the cost of living, which takes me to my next point, cost of living. Oh my gosh, guys, I don't know if you've been in the UK before now, you know that things are not this expensive. Right now, the cost of living crisis is crazy. I mean, things are just over the top. Like, I can't even say anything about that because everybody is experiencing it. Everything is super expensive. Like living in the UK right now is so expensive. I mean, I don't know how people are surviving with the cost of living crisis, but I know that it's taking a toll on me financially, and I mean, it is what it is. But these are like some of the reason personally to me. I feel like people want to leave the UK because you can live in other European country and you would have a good quality of life and spend less. Like Portugal, I heard that Portugal is one of the like cheapest country to live in, and it's Europe as well. So a lot of people be like, why am I suffering here when I can actually get a better life cheaper and save money? So it feels like you're in this country, you're making money, you're actually making money, but you're not seeing it because bills upon bills, things are expensive. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually making money in this country. I'm going to be honest, I am actually making money, but I am not seeing it because there are so many things to pay for, so many things to do that are not even cheap, so expensive. Even their own people, the Brits, are actually leaving the UK as well to other countries. So now let's talk about the New Zealand. So when my partner found out that his occupation is not eligible for straight to resident, he started applying actively for jobs in New Zealand, and he got an interview. It would be like within a week applying for job actively, he got his first interview. And I would say that the reason he didn't get more interviews because most of the companies are now on holiday. You will not believe that most companies in New Zealand are on holiday from the 23rd of December till the 16th of January 2023. I mean, I'm like, these people are lounging. Imagine going on holiday for like 2 weeks. These companies put it on their website like, we are on holiday, nobody's gonna reach us. But one company at least reached out to my husband and scheduled him for an interview, and I'm like, oh my god, my dream to migrate into New Zealand is happening. You know, when I made the video, I told you we've not gotten an offer yet, but I know he will because he has had years of experience in his field. So getting a job and the fact that we're in the UK to be a lot quicker and easier, and he got his first interview until I read this very sad news. I think somebody mentioned it, but I already know about it before I saw the comment that even if we move to New Zealand now, we have to spend another 5 years for us to become the New Zealand citizen. So that's to say that even if we go via the straight to resident pathway, we must have lived in the country for 5 years before we get our citizenship. And in my head, I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not because of that. Honestly, I would have been gone next year, but I'm like, I've already spent so many years in the UK. Like, I'm counting down literally to ILR now. Why would I want to go to another country and start afresh? If it was 2 or 3 years, I would not mind, but 5 years, hell no. I would just endure whatever things that the UK is throwing at me and get my ILR or something, because the essence of moving to New Zealand is because we're going to be going as a permanent resident, and that fear of being on a skilled worker visa will no longer be there, because if you lose one job, you can as well go for another job and you can jump ship easily and make more money. But in the UK, if you're on a skilled worker visa in the UK, you can't jump ship because you require sponsorship. Anyway, so that is it. So if you're in the UK planning on migrating to New Zealand, I just feel like to share this information with you. If you're moving to New Zealand now, you're going to start afresh. I mean, it doesn't matter if you move to New Zealand as a permanent resident or as a worker, you still need to spend 5 years in New Zealand for you to be able to get citizenship. To me, and I can't do that anymore, because I mean, I'm closer to getting that here in the UK. So we're just going to suck it up and stay back in this country. So this is heartbreaking. We're no longer moving to New Zealand. Made up our mind to stay back in the country. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comment section. And guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye. Merry Christmas.